Legend of Total War here, and this is part 2 of this particular Saving Disaster campaign. Now, full disclosure, I've technically already recorded this episode, but unfortunately it crashed. But I always back up the save file, so here we are doing it again. So, there's advantages and disadvantages to doing something twice. I did actually make it back to Athel, Loren, and everything was looking like it was okay. And if you watched yesterday's live stream, you would have seen that, because I showed it. But the downside is that things sometimes don't always go exactly the same way, because it's sort of like the butterfly effect. If I don't make the exact same decisions, and I mean the exact, then things could spiral differently. So, and another thing is that the advantages is that because I've technically already done it, I kind of know what's going to happen, but this is where the butterfly effect comes into effect. If I preemptively predict it and stop it from occurring, then that might actually cause something worse to happen. Anyway, so here's the plan. We need to get back to Athel, Loren. I know the exact pathway I need to take. Now, the time I did it before, I attacked the border princes to get back to King's Glade. But when I came back here, I did notice that there were no forces of Bretonnia out here. And I mostly had to fight dwarfs. So what I was thinking was, rather than fighting the border princes, actually take on Bretonnia, and that way I can get more territory. Because I got back to the King's Glade easily enough. The downside, though, is that yeah, I'm taking on a more powerful enemy. Now, if I'm gonna do that, the first thing we have to do, though, is cancel the non-aggression pact that we've got with them. Because, like, under normal circumstances, I just wouldn't have bothered doing this again. I just would have said, look, unfortunately the video crashed. Oh, fuck. 8 turns, only just time. Oh, right, okay, maybe this is not the way. But since you guys seem to really like the previous episode, you know, I feel like I owed you to do it again. Yeah, do it again. Alright, so what do I do with this? Let's go with that.
King in the woods.
Now, Nagarond, fighting them's not a problem, but being at war with them means that they could call in Helebron. And I don't want that to happen. I just want to leave, but I want to keep this stuff here. Now, I did hire this dude here to defend this stuff. But what if we paid them for a peace treaty? Let me just check. Pretty sure it'd be fairly expensive. Let me just see. Because we've got a lot of money. But they're not in our pathway anymore. We came out here, we made a bit of money. Let's go home. All right, let's haggle a little bit. Let's try 65,000. I know it's a lot of money, but we just need to be not disturbed on our way home. So we're out of war with them. Cool. What else can we end it with? Probably a good idea to end it with Loren as well. We're still at war with the border princes. We can end that, because it's going to take us more than 10 turns to get back anyway, and this will just give us a bit of cash. That'll do. Can't end things with the dwarfs. I already tried across multiple times to get a peace treaty, just don't even bother. Now, in the previous attempt, what ended up happening is that Nagaroth ended up confederating with the High Elves almost immediately after I peaced out with the High Elves. So I have to wonder if piecing out with the High Elves is a good idea. I guess we'll see. So I'm not going to peace out with them right away this time, because I remember last time I paid a lot of money to ensure that. We'll see. And another thing is that I think we should pay Helebron for a non-aggression pact. Now, I believe I'm going to have to pay something in the vicinity of 10,000. See, this is the big... yeah, I don't know. I've already done it before, so I know how much it costs.
surrender of Athel Loren.
I really wish it didn't crash, but yeah, video's gone. What can you do? Alright, let's move on. So we'll try and get back down this way. I was able to capture Hag Grief just fine, but last time they blew up that settlement. I can't remember what it's called. And if they blow it up again, I'm not going to reoccupy it. I managed to capture Hotek's column. Believe it or not, the auto-resolve was hugely favorable for us. So I'm just wondering if I should do that again, because in doing that, I ensured Clan Rictus's doom. Because the High Elves just came in here and like just finished them off. The settlement itself, like blowing it up, would be worth about 100,000. But, you know, it does cost us time. We need to get back to Athel Loren. And also, I couldn't maintain public order in the province, so I don't know. In the auto-resolve, though, the Regiment of Renown unit got destroyed, but by the time I needed it again, I was able to hire it. So yeah, it's just a matter of, like, I know what I did last time, but there's going to be fluctuations because I haven't done everything exactly the same, because I don't want to just repeat every single step. It'll just be boring, for me at least. I want there to be a little bit of difference, because maybe I could do it better, or maybe it'll be worse. I'll be able to tell you by the end of the episode whether or not it went better or worse. I mean, you better see it. If you watched yesterday's live stream, I showed the save file of where it was. I backed it up. Basically, I'll send whichever save file is in the best shape back to the dude. Alright, so I should have disbanded him.
I thirst for the hunt.
Alright, we're gonna force march to here. So this province here should maintain public order easily enough, and I don't expect Nagarond to actually declare war on us again, because they've got their hands full. They don't actually have that much territory, and the High Elves are gonna give them trouble.
Burden of the Shadowlands.
Okay, well there's... I don't want to spend, like, way too long on this.
Guardian of the deep wood, swiftly, following your orders. Lord of the Asray.
Okay, everything seems fine. Never should have signed a non-aggression pact with the Bretonnians. Like, when I came down here, there was just nothing. No armies there at all. But I had to deal with 2 dwarf armies. Which I dealt with them. But, the dwarves are going to be the big challenge in this campaign. So there's Teclis. But I don't imagine he'd be particularly difficult to deal with. Our army is very strong. Those Way Watchers, holy crap. After what they did at Nagarond itself, I was like, okay, I've always been like, oh, I don't know which is better, Sisters of Avalon or Way Watchers. Yeah, Way Watchers are better. I still think, though, that even though that they're the best archer unit in the game, that Lothern or High Elves as a faction is far superior to Wood Elves, just because their reliance on Athel Loren is their biggest weakness. Whereas the High Elves can live pretty much anywhere. Not to mention that the Wood Elves are amongst the poorest factions in the game. And the High Elves are the richest. And yes, the Wood Elves do make a lot of money when they demolish a settlement. But that's a once-off payment.
Were it not for the kind heart of the Lady M.
I'm probably not going to fight them, but I'm just going to leave that. So I believe we can get a peace treaty with the High Elves, but I want to see if I can make it cheaper than what I had to pay for it last time, because I paid a fucking fortune for it. It was like over 100,000, because I just didn't want to deal with them. I just wanted to get back to Athel Loren. So, if this time we can maybe defeat Teclis, which shouldn't be a problem. Again, we'll see. We'll see.
The hunter. Have my blessing.
Okay, well that looks good.
The forest is whispering.
Can't believe I'm able to auto-resolve that. Because the thing is, these guys here, this is not a good army for sieging. This is not at all. It's an amazing army for field battles, as long as they don't have too much cavalry. But sieges, awful, awful, awful army. But what can you do as the Wood Elves? You don't have access to artillery. So we're going to take Hagriff. And I'll try and get to Circle of Destruction. I wasn't able to get it last time. It's just a matter of who gets there first, me or Nagaryth. There you go. So last time they blew it up, already the butterfly effect has started to occur. Doesn't really bother me that much. It's just that it would be good to have these port settlements for the walls. No, sorry, the walls, the port, because it makes a lot of cash. Not that it's not hugely crucial. It's really just on the pathway down. Probably from the first episode, we probably could have just set sail and gone straight back to Athel Loren right at the start. But again, I just want to state this many times as I need to. I am not a Wood Elf expert. Don't like them as a faction. So I didn't know that they'd actually be able to survive without any settlements. As in without taking attrition. As long as you've researched that technology, which has been researched. See, now the reason I didn't want to peace out with them this time is because I don't want the confederation to happen between Nagaryth and the High Elves. Between Lothern. Because last time I peaced out with them and then immediately they just took away my ally. And I lost a lot of amber because of it. But we're going to have to peace out with them at some point. I just wanted to hold off on it for now. There's no point saying that.
Witness might of Clan Rectus. Are you scared? Should we be?
So we can get a peace treaty with them now. They're not yet at war with Lothern. Because last time, Lothern fucked them up big time.
Greetings. The Phoenix Court.
Let me just see. It cost me about 100,000 last time. Let me just see if it still costs about that much now. Yeah. Because we can afford it. And I definitely don't want to come down here and fight. We have to sail past here.
Ludicrous. There is only
I just want to get back to Athel Loren. But we'll be fine for now. Let's move on. I don't think they stand a chance at fighting us out on the field.
If I had my way, the wild...
No. I really want to raise this settlement. It's worth like 100,000. That's a lot. I mean, that could help us with diplomacy. Don't need it for construction or anything. I just need to get out of these wars. I really can't stress enough how important it is to try to only fight one person at a time in Total War Warhammer. Well, more like this. one army for every enemy that you have. If you can't field more than one army, don't have more than one enemy. You know, sometimes people will declare war on you, but sometimes you have to accept, you know, a bit of a humiliation because it'll save you in the long run. Pay them to get out of the war, you know, if you can. I think some people think that you just have to fight the enemy to the death. But what can happen is, even if you win every single battle, it can spiral out of control. Because they'll keep dragging more and more enemies to come fight you. And eventually, like we've seen, you end up fighting 10 enemies, and then none of them will peace out. You have to be able to have a manageable number of enemies, or else diplomacy will go out the window. And as much as diplomacy in this game is not that good, you need to unless you're playing a This Is Total War campaign, you need to have that option available.
Curses!
If I attack him, let me just have a look at this. Because if he comes over there, I might not be able to handle him.
No!
You don't have walls.
For the Kadai! Clear a path!
So this ends up happening when you get to around turn 200. The game just starts shitting itself. It's probably why the game crashed on me.
Master of the Wild Hunt.
I am not concerned at all. If Teclis wants to fight us, go right ahead. Alright, so... I suppose one thing that could happen that would be very bad is if they confederate and then Athel now attacks me. That could happen. That would be a fucking disaster. Okay. Well, you know, let's see what happens. Because our army is so, it'd be so bad if we got ambushed. Because these guys here need to stay out of melee combat. Okay, if we don't detect them, I'm just gonna get a peace treaty with them. Because I don't wanna head backwards. Not one step back. 100,000 or whatever, doesn't matter. I'm not taking one step back. I'm going to Athel Loren. If Teclis wants to be a bitch, well that's his problem. I'm not playing that. He can have the money, and you shove it up his ass. Surely we should be able to discover his ambush. I mean, he did it right in front of us, in an open field. We really don't want these guys attacking here. It's not so much about the money, it's more about the amber. And as I've said, all we need to do is demolish Clan Rictus's capital, forgetting what it's called, and it'll pay for all the stuff easily. These guys as an ally, yeah, that works for us. It gives us give us some amber as well. They're not bad allies because they very rarely declare war on anyone. Nor does anyone really ever declare war on them. Ooh. Why not? Alright, so we can certainly turn back around and we can attack that. But like I said, I didn't want to take a step back
know.
But, you know, you get good bonuses for beating Techless. Alright, it says auto-resolve will win, but I'll fight it manually because I'm sure we'll be just fine. There's not too many... I'm hoping there's not too many trees here. I mean, it did look like it was open field. Now, as much as we're playing as the Wood Elves, I cannot stand fighting in trees. I hate it. Burn all the trees away, okay? Don't obstruct my vision, don't obstruct my shots, because as we saw in the Battle of Naggarond, even for the Wood Elves, trees obstruct your shots. Alright, this is reasonably open. Alright, so these guys here... Alright, let's see how we're going to organize this.
Orion!
Just going to have them stand back here for the time being. Now, what we need to be doing is being outside of their range. Do they have artillery? They do, but I'm not too concerned about it. And we want to utilize this ability on their dragon princes.
For the eternal
And just keep falling back. Because we can fire whilst moving and they can't.
Way Watchers.
Stupid restrict camera. I had everything set up. Maybe I shouldn't have actually taken out their artillery, because now they're just going to come at us. Right. Cool, now we start moving back.
Orion!
Need to prioritize taking out the dragon princes first.
Way Watchers.
I really wish you could give, like, move and attack orders at the same time, but if you give a move order, it prioritizes that, and then they just shoot at whatever's closest.
Battle ready! With speed! At pace!
Also, I do notice they seem to shoot a lot slower
Eager and ready.
whilst moving.
Swift of foot.
Waystalker ready! At once!
Our bows are yours.
Quickly! Moving fast!
Right, that dragon prince is just absolutely melted. Cool.
Right away! With speed!
Honestly, this will be fine.
Hiding in wait!
Deepwood Archers.
Swiftly!
Armed and ready.
With speed! Go!
Missed a little bit there, but that's okay.
Deepwood Mage.
Silent Sentinel! Lord of the Hunt! Awaiting orders!
Ready for orders.
So far, damage is very much minimal.
Straight away.
Stalking the prey! Forward! At once!
Could use the arrows of Kronos, but I'm trying to micromanage these guys here. Prioritize that.
Orion! For my lady!
Dauntless Azrae.
With haste! Swiftly! For the flames! Swiftly! Hawk's talon hungers! Isha wills it!
Way Watchers.
Okay, fall back to here. Keep falling back. Most of their army's dead. they're not going to have much more to go.
Orion! Deepwood Guardian.
And we're significantly faster than them, now that all their cavalry's gone.
Waystalker ready. Rousing the forest. Hiding in wait.
Way Watchers!
Now, their Frostheart Phoenix could catch up to us, but
Ready. By your command.
Swiftly now!
they're trying to keep it with the rest of the pack. And if it gets close, I can just pin it down.
Moving fast.
Near the deep wood.
Death to our
Fear everywhere.
Ready and waiting! Swiftly now! Missiles
So far, so
ready!
good.
Quickly. Orion. Swiftly.
Orders.
Ever ready. I will. Swiftly. At once. I will. With speed. As you said.
Hopefully that'll finish it off.
Athel, Loren!
With speed. Swiftly.
Alright, cool. Since they're not on force march or anything, we should try to run them down as much as possible. We're not going to be able to get techless. Now, we could pursue them and finish them off for good. But I really just did this just for the battle's sake and to get the trait from beating techless. That'll help the spell singer of life. Close victory. Okay. Yeah, it doesn't get more elite. Well, it does get a little bit more elite than this. And we've lost 8. Yeah, we used up too much ammo. That's what it was. Because the thing is, once we run out of ammo, it's there's nothing you can do. I think that's one of the biggest weaknesses of the Way Watcher, is that they do run out of ammunition very quickly. Now, even with this tiny force here, he'd still be able to capture Hagrieve. And like I said, I don't want to be going forward. Sorry, back.
I will weigh what you have to say and the merit of your actions.
So let's see what it says about 100,000. Fine. Like I said, I don't want to keep going back.
As you say.
So be it. It might have been slightly less than what I had to pay last time. I think I had to pay a little bit more than 100,000. Don't worry about it. We'll get that money from demolishing that other settlement. And since the High Elves, they do like us, don't they?
Welcome.
Yeah, they actually
What
like us.
brings you here?
So there's nothing to be concerned about. Alright, I'm going to make a little bit of a risky move because we went a bit of a step back. I want to make sure I can attack Hotek's column next turn. If we stand here, we'll still get the small amount of replenishment that we need.
On my way.
But we're putting ourselves at risk to get attacked. I don't think there's any armies out here, so we should be fine.
My infinite knowledge is yours.
Now, what might happen is that Nagaroth might be absorbed into High Elves next turn. Into Lothern.
I will open them.
So we're just going to auto-resolve that one, because fighting that manually, I reckon I'd actually
Protector
lose.
of the
But for
forest.
auto-resolve, for some reason, they're just like, oh yeah, you got this. It's weird. When we get back, we're going to need him to maintain public order in whichever settlements we take. Alright. We have a look at them. They have no army, so even if they do ambushes, it won't be anything of concern. Alright, I'm going to go to the High Elves. Where are they? I'm going to see if they will join war against Clan Richter's.
The Phoenix Court will hear your words. Very well.
Nice. Because we want to leave turbulence in the area after we've left. Is that a ruin? What happened there? That didn't happen last time. Oh, the butterfly effect. I make one very slight change to what I do, and suddenly, it's very different. Because that was owned by Border Princes. Unless the Beastmen attacked it. I don't know. Yeah, when you get back to the old world, your biggest enemy is definitely going to be the dwarfs. But fighting them out on the field will be easy. Sieging, not easy. Not easy at all. I don't know how you're going to deal with them. The dwarves are very good at defending their cities. If they've got walls, that is. I guess one thing that you could do, and I hate doing this, you could just lay siege. Starve them out, because the Wood Elves do have a technology that reduces the starve out time by 4 turns. And I think there's other things you can do to increase it further.
Your words and heart are hollow. My hounds will go.
It's tempting, but if we do this, what we're doing is supporting them over Harganeth. And we don't want Harganeth to attack us, so that's a no. It's tempting to get that amber, but no.
Lord of the forest.
Alright, so overall, attacking Techless didn't slow us down, so that's good.
I go.
Now, last time when I did this... Oh, hang on.
Going.
We still got movement, right?
I
Yeah.
thirst.
I could assault the settlement again.
The forest is whispering, opening the gates.
Last time when I did this,
Yes.
this unit here got nuked. Might not happen this time because I didn't assault the settlement last time. We'll see. Assault the garrison, that is. Same result. But like I said, we don't need him until we get back. So it's fine. There's the 100,000.
Massive compassion, pity. Shield
Oh,
of
shit.
Athel, Loren.
That didn't have...
Watching.
it's not that big of a deal. And honestly, that settlement was a pain anyway.
King of the
Actually, that actually might be better than to not occupy it, because it's not worth anything to us.
serve.
Not really. Sure, these guys are a bit damaged, but if we go and capture this over here, 1 turn of replenishment's all we need to get back up to full strength. Like I said, he'll need to maintain public order when he gets back.
Ephua speaks to me.
There shouldn't be any walled settlements for the next 10 turns, and that's how long it's going to take before we get that tree bark thing back. And now at this point, it's basically just waiting for the end turn timer to go, because we've got quite a few turns to get back. We'll be able to make a beeline straight for it. Look, I don't mind that they captured it, it's fine. I was going to raise and occupy it, but it's fine. As I said, I took it last time, and I couldn't maintain public order, so I had to leave a general behind here with some traits in order to maintain it, which ended up costing me money. So, whilst there's a bit of amber there, you know. We really do need to get the Oak of Ages back before we can really maintain public order, because there's a lot of corruption here. That was a big problem. And even though the High Elves did eventually wipe out Clan Rictus, which I'm expecting they'll do so again. Yeah. Let's just focus back on getting to Athel Loren.
king in the woods.
Just trying to think. If I stand here and go into... Oh, I'll only get like 10% punishment. I'll just go all the way.
I am called forth.
What would you have with me?
Alright, start making your way back.
The deep wood stirs.
After we've captured this, we'll peace out with Clan Rictus and leave them to their fate. Looks like he just lost a 2 Frostheart Phoenix. So, yet the Confederation hasn't happened, which is good, because if the Confederation happens, we lose our military alliance and probably won't be able to maintain Amber. Because we'll need that Amber for when we get back, because we have to build up King's Glade, or whichever one we decide to attack. Still want to leave our possibility for Bretonnia, but I don't think it's been 8 turns yet. And we don't want to lose reliability, or else we'll just end up right back where we started, and everyone's going to declare war on us. Reliability is very important.
If I had my way, the wild hunt would trap.
So I don't know where their army went, it doesn't matter. Probably won't be able to maintain public order here, but it will be a valuable city. Alright, we actually have to fight this manually. There's nothing in here that's going to be too dangerous.
Elenil, destroy! They will be stopped.
Might as well attach him in here. Because if we auto-resolve this, we could end up losing even more troops, and we can't replace any of them. So after we've done this, peace out with Clan Rictus, and then I believe we're only at war with the Beastmen and the Dwarfs. Can't peace out with the Dwarfs. You know, I tried seeing if we could give them 200,000. They won't accept it. Stubborn bastards. But that's the way it is.
Way watchers.
Ugh, I don't like this settlement. This map. It's very dark. I need to be able to see what I'm doing. Actually, you stay there because you got a unicorn. Pop that down on him right away.
With haste. Swiftly.
Now the big problem here is that they could use the menas below to pin us down.
With speed. Go. Orion. Deepwood Guardian. Hungry for battle. Swiftly.
Good. If they're gonna use it anywhere, I'm glad they're doing it there. Don't pin down my way stalkers. Way walkers. Way watchers, whatever.
With speed. Orion! For Athel, Loren! Yes!
Ah, come with her. Pinned in combat.
Come on!
We're not really doing a hell of a lot of damage to them, which is a problem. You might need to stay there and tank them. Part of the problem with Way Watchers as well is that they seem to like all shoot at the exact same target. So like 50 shots end up hitting one particular entity rather than the whole unit itself.
Eternal God!
Waystalker! I will.
Ready to serve.
Eternal God!
Now!
Oh, that's not good. Not good at all. Make him go away somehow. So the damage we've received is not that bad. Didn't have a good line of sight there. Okay, that looks like that battle's over. Cool. Damage is totally acceptable. We should be replenished more or less in one turn. We can start making our way back to the old world. And we'll try and hold on to the territories that we've got here. If we can. If we can't hold on to it, doesn't matter. Guess we'll see. So that's stretched down. I'm gonna sack him, right?
Going. I thirst for the hunt. God King of the Deep Wood.
And let's make peace with them now.
Clan, Rick, fear me. Yes, yes. See how long my tail is, then tremble. Now, yes.
Alright, like I said, beastmen and dwarves. I don't think the beastmen are going to live for that long. Loads of amber, so we can research something if we want to, but there's nothing in here that we really need. Right now, at least.
Shield of Athel, Loren.
And we start making our way back, and so she just needs to scout ahead just to make sure.
The forest calls.
Yeah, and then we start making our way back. Would be good if he could move around the battlefield a little bit faster. And we'll leave this shithole behind us. Got more than enough money to last probably 100 turns at this current rate. So, plenty of time to get back. I suppose the next thing with this is wondering whether or not I should continue this campaign in a live stream, because we're not going to continue the Bretonnia one. I think that one's truly done. Or whether I should just send it back as soon as I get Athel Loren.
If I had my way, the wild hunt would trample.
Alright, fine. We don't intend to fight them, and, you know, that pays for our army for a turn. Just about. Now, when we do get back, what I want to do, if there's time, is recruit another army. of just Way Stalkers. Sorry, Way Watchers. Of course, they're going to need one unit for a siege attacker, but having 2 armies will make it a lot easier to defend Athel, Loren, and actually expand. The Wood Elves pretty much always run on a deficit, so it's fine.
I live to serve Ariel.
It's once you start getting 3, 4, 5 armies on legendary difficulty that does it really start to spiral out of control their finances. Right. I don't think that they're coming for us, so we should be fine to just
You have orders?
force march past them.
What would you have of me?
I am
So if we have a look,
known for my ability to forgive.
yeah, they got their hands full. And even if they did attack us, actually we'd be in serious trouble, to be honest. I don't think they will, though. Yeah, I don't know how we're going to maintain public order here. But if it does revolt, it should just be generic Skaven. We'll hold on to it for as long as we can. You know, the Amber's good, but if we can't hold on to it, no big deal. It was really just a stepping stone. We didn't fully replenish, but it'll be fine. We could actually occupy this settlement here. But really, the first settlement that we take should be something in Athel, Loren.
Wish the lady's favor.
Alright, there we go. So now in 10 turns, I can declare war on them without any reliability hits. But another thing as well is that we don't want to be at war with both the Border Princes and Bretonnia at the same time. So it's one or the other, because when we declare war on one of them, they're probably not going to peace out so quickly. I would prefer Bretonnia, but I also don't want to take a reliability hit, because they've got the Oak of Ages. It's not the first settlement we should get, but we do need to get it. And we don't really need the King's Glade specifically, even though it is our ancestral capital. Also, if we take Waterfall Palace, we can technically revive Durthu. I think we can. I've never actually revived Durthu, so I'm not sure. Thing to consider, though, is that we shouldn't revive Durthu until we've got the Oak of Ages upgraded, because what's the point? You can't confederate with him without the Oak of Ages. And since he'll be your rebellion, the best you can hope for is a peace treaty, and if you peace treaty with him within 10 turns of him being revived, you take a reliability hit. So it's a real pain in the ass if you want to revive him. In my opinion, it's not worth bothering. He doesn't really provide that much for the faction. I don't know. If you're not under any particular stress, give it a shot, but if you're getting hounded by dwarfs, it's not something that I would try to manage. Okay, it's just a pirate. We're good. Should I call them in? Yeah, call them in. No one cares about them.
Lord of the forest.
Alright, we should be home free from the elven influences.
Ready to serve.
They can't catch us now. So that's one turn. Just counting down the turns until I can declare war on Bretonnia. We don't want to be declaring war on them out here, because these settlements, they don't mean anything. We want to get to Athel, Loren and then make a decision on whether or not it's going to be Border Princes or Bretonnia. Now, Bretonnia is actually fairly difficult for our army to deal with because of the amount of cavalry that they're likely to have. Whereas the Border Princes is likely quite easy. The Border Princes army will... This is what I don't understand why you left, right? Because the Border Princes would be easy to deal with. They don't recruit that much cavalry. They can't get Demigryph Knights. They don't really get that much artillery. They only ever hire great swords and gunners. And Way Watchers destroy those units. Absolutely annihilate them. They're just no problem at all for them. So it just doesn't make sense. Unless it was Bretonnia you were trying to escape. Which kind of does make sense, because their cavalry's an issue. Somewhat. I mean... It depends on whether or not they mass charge at you. At which point pinning them down is really useful, having those way stalkers do that. And, you know, even if you can get just a couple of shots in, you can shred them. Except if it's Grail Guardians, so... We will see. I guess that's another good reason for having spearmen. Put them up front if you can't fall back fast enough. Another good reason for having lots of range in your army. Like increasing their range by 30% so that you get more shots off before they arrive. Alright, so that's 2 turns. Doesn't matter, I don't want it.
Hush, listen.
Not sure if we're going to maintain public order there either. Just don't worry about that. Let's keep moving. Yeah, if there's one bit of advice that I could give, once you've got Athel established, deal with the dwarfs. Don't let them occupy the entire old world. The dwarves are definitely going to be the biggest threat. I don't know. On the field, they're not that difficult for the Waywatchers to deal with because they can't catch up to them. Even with gyrocopters, it just isn't going to work. Slayers, I think Slayers can run about as fast as them, but Slayers are really vulnerable to missiles, so you can shoot them quite easily. Even organ guns, you can always Vanguard deploy pretty much right in front of them and just take them out immediately. But when it comes down to actually taking their walled settlements away, that's hard. You have to try to draw them out in the field.
Lord of the Asray! Away I go!
Whatever.
Your orders.
So that's 3 turns. If we have a look here.
You come to Bretonia,
Yeah,
stranger. I.
There's no downside to coming down here and occupying that. It'll be a good port settlement to own, and we can get some replenishment. And no one's at war with us at the moment. Be a good base for operations for which to prepare. But yeah, at the moment it's just a matter of I just gotta wait, just time, because these end turns they take like 3 or 4 minutes each, and it's gonna be at least 4 turns until we get there. So I don't blame you at all if you just want to skip ahead like 10-20 minutes. I'll try and find some topic to talk about. I guess we'll talk about the end turn times. People always get shitty with Warhammer 2 about its end turn times. It's honestly something that I'm not really concerned about. Obviously, Three Kingdoms end turn times are way shorter than Warhammer 2. But there's also a lot less for the AI to think about in and to calculate in Three Kingdoms than in Warhammer 2. There's a lot of things that the AI needs to calculate in this. And there's also a lot of factions, a lot more settlements, a lot more things that can happen. And all of that's taken into consideration for, that's why it doesn't just whiz straight by. At the beginning of the campaign, it whizzes by pretty quickly because the AI doesn't have that much to think about. But as things develop and more options become available to them, they probably need to consider all the different options. So this is the thing as well. People want smarter AI, right? But they also want faster turn times. You can't have both, because if you want smarter AI, the AI needs to have more conditions that it will consider.
I will make it so.
But if you want faster turn times, then the AI needs to either consider fewer options, or
I am called forth.
you just need to get a faster CPU.
By Lady Arian.
But people want to have their cake and eat it too. nothing else it needs. So 6 turns until we can declare war on them. So if the Twisted Glade revolts, there's nothing we can do to stop it. The garrison and Wood Earth outposts are terrible. But one thing, Dryads are tier 0 units on legendary difficulty. They're so useless. Deepwood Scouts are good, but the problem with them is that they just don't have enough ammunition. So, still, Nagaroth exists as an independent entity. That's good. You know, I just realized, they've got Teclis in Lothar. That means Teclis didn't get wiped out. Teclis is another really fragile faction in this. Very rarely sees turn 50. Gets wiped out straight away.
The mighty Deepwood welcomes you beneath its boa.
Sure. I remember somebody was saying something about, oh, why not go down to Orion's camp instead? I'd spend the entire episode just getting there. It'd literally just be an episode of Lord of the Rings. Well, we're traveling to Mordor for 3 hours. More like traveling out of Mordor, though.
Yes. On my way.
Ephua speaks to me.
Alright, 5 turns until we can declare war. We could take Castle Carcass. Hang on, no, I'll think about that. Okay, there's an imminent rebellion. I'm assuming it's here. If I exempt it from taxation, it's not going to save it at all. We could prevent it, but it's just not worth it. Just let them have it. Like I said, generic Skaven. They're not going to chase us. And someone else will eventually take him out and whatever. Like I said, if we can't maintain public order, we can't maintain public order. There's just nothing you can do about it. I am leaning towards attacking Bretonia, not the Border Princes. Because the thing is, if you attack the Border Princes, I don't think you really want to go down that way, then into here. I mean, there's 3 Athel Loren settlements plus the Oak of Ages. And that one's just got King's Glade. Then there's all of Bretonia here. Good stuff for the High Elves. Wood Elves. We're almost back. Again. God, of all the saving disaster campaigns, it just had to be this one that fucking crashed. Yeah, the problem here is that the Dryads, they're basically just a holding force. They just don't have enough killing power, even though they have damage dealer. Just on legendary difficulty, it just doesn't matter, because they're too low tier. And these guys here, with 24 shots, they're not going to kill enough of them.
Ready to serve. The hunter.
Ambusher discovered. Where? Oh, hang on. Well, I don't know how we discovered him from there, but
Lord of the Asray!
let me just have a
How
quick check.
may I help?
Alright, even with a damaged army, we'd obliterate that crap. Probably could have searched the ruins last turn, but it doesn't matter. Alright, 4 turns. So we probably want to end the turns next turn somewhere around here. And then make our jumps into here, and then where should we attack first? Waterfall Palace is at tier 5, meaning maybe that's what we should get first, because we'll capture it at tier 4. And because Way Watchers are tier 4 units, we'll see if Morgr comes our way. Could be good to get his trade. Of all, it's a very good trade. I mean, plus 30% missile resistance. It's pretty damn good. It's really good for lords that are on dragons or griffins. A part of me kind of hopes that Harganeth confederates into Naggarond, and that the High Elves bash that stupid bitch as much as possible. What's her name? Helebron. And also, because the High Elves are winning, I kind of want to maintain status quo more than see them destroyed. As in, let the High Elves and Dark Elves fight them amongst themselves indefinitely. You don't want anyone to actually win. Even though the High Elves like us and the Dark Elves don't, we don't want anyone to actually see a conclusion to their war. Now, I believe the High Elves are also at war with the Dwarfs, but they also don't border them, so I don't know if either armies are going to send any forces at each other. So I believe we've got 3 turns left until we can declare war on Bretonnia without any diplomatic repercussions. Now, of course, we don't want to declare war on them, we're going to join a war, but they're at war with enough people that there's plenty to choose from. I believe we can take our pick and be fine. Alright, so Morgr disappeared, and I don't know where he is. So they're at war with Bretonnia as well. I really don't want them to blow up our settlements down here.
I live to serve
Alright.
Ariel.
Over there. It doesn't matter if they come over here and take this. It doesn't matter in the slightest. They won't get it this turn, surely.
Protector of the oak.
I'll be at full strength next turn, and I just...
Awaiting orders.
Yeah, like I said, Bretonnia doesn't leave any forces here because they're fighting. Let's see, they're fighting.
Come to Bretonnia, stranger. I am its king.
I'm not sure
Let
where
us
they're
hope
fighting,
you
but they're
leave
not
us,
here. So
friend.
they were in Norska. Maybe that's where their forces are, and maybe they're preparing an invasion out this way. But they're a lot stronger than us. No. Yeah, we gotta make sure we don't get ambushed by beastmen. Our army can't handle being ambushed. So, Clan Rictus is pretty much gone. Alright, cool. So there's a Bretonnian army there. In force march. How much
You
longer
tread
do we
upon
have left?
Bretonnian
2
land.
turns.
I'll have your will.
Yes.
Okay, we're at full strength again. And this is... I don't know if it's going to be available just yet. It doesn't matter, there's no walls out here. I mean, there is there, but don't worry about that right now.
Lord of the forest. You have my spear.
I have no idea where the beastman is. But we want to be jumping in here. Grab the Oak of Ages back. Maybe... I wonder if we should get the Oak of Ages, then Craghall's Findle, Vol's Anvil, Waterfall Palace, maybe? Or maybe we should do it in reverse. Waterfall Palace, Vol's Anvil, Craghall's Findle, and then Oak of Ages. Thing is, last time I believe there was an army sitting at Loren, and they just fucking jumped in. Bunch of assholes. I don't know, we'll figure it out. We've actually timed that perfectly, because next time we jump in here, and then turn after, we get to decide who we're going to declare war on. Which I'm definitely leaning towards, Bretonnia.
Deepwood Mage.
So, I want to keep an eye out over here. I want to know what the dwarves are up to. With 11 amber, we can get the Oak of Ages, I believe, up to tier 3. Not entirely sure. If we were able to get the High Elves as an ally, we'd never need to worry about amber again. Yeah, I was right. They have a hell of a lot of admirals. That's where their strength rating lies. Because the thing is, once you've taken all their settlements, and all of their land armies are destroyed, the Dark Elves cannot do anything. Because I don't think that they can recruit generals from their Black Ark. I don't know, though. I'm not an expert on what to do when you have no settlements.
Your words and heart are hollow.
No, you still own territory in Athel. They'll have to be dealt with.
My powers are yours.
Okay, nothing out here, that's good.
Ready to serve.
Even if I jump there, I probably won't be able to hit Waterfall Palace right away. I think maybe we'll go Oak of Ages first and make our way up through here. Yeah, I think I'll do that.
Setting forth.
Where's Kazrak? Okay, well, as long as he's not bothering us, I don't really give a shit. Can't maintain public order there, but at the same time, it's not going to revolt for a little while. Alright, next turn we take the Oak of Ages, then Craghall's Findle, Vol's Anvil, and then I believe it'll take us actually 2 turns to get from Vol's Anvil to Waterfall Palace due to the river there. But that's fine. The Bretonnian garrisons there shouldn't be difficult for us to deal with. And there goes Clan Rictus. Good. If anyone was going to declare war on us out here, it would have been them. Actually, it's more likely going to be Dark Elves. But they've got their handfuls, which is good. You know what? Funny. This is actually looking like it might turn out better than my first attempt. The one that crashed. Because I'm going to end up with more of Athel Loren. But it's hard to say. Even though I end up with less of Nagron. Because I had both of these two settlements here that the High Elves had. But it wasn't of any value to me. Because I had them off taxes and I had a general sitting there. It was literally just hemorrhaging cash. I just didn't want to give it up.
Were it not for the kind heart of the Lady
Sure. Well, it's been a long journey, but we're finally home. Now, looks like they're going to be recruiting armies nearby, but it's okay. They can't jump over the underway or whatever to deal with this.
Friend or enemy?
Okay, before I do this, why don't we see if this works? This is probably not going to work, but let me just see. I'm willing to send every coin I've got if this will make them do that. No. I was going to say, that would have been a fat chance. Alright, we need to now speak to the High Elves.
Tyrion, I am the heir of Anarion. And
So, how would you like me to go to war with Bretonia? And also, how would you like to be a military ally? And also, how would you like to be rich? Fine, you pay me then.
As you say.
Done deal. Okay, so 0 units there, 9, 9, 9. Okay, cool.
Shield of Athel Loren, Rage of Kronos. The forest calls.
Alright, we have the Oak of Ages back. Now, let's see here. Cool. So it's currently on dormant. Yeah, get it up to here. That'll take 4 turns. That's okay. And then, as I said, just hippity hop. Make our way up that way. I expect dwarves will be jumping in every now and again, but that's okay. As long as we're fighting them on the field, we will destroy any dwarf army. There's nothing that they can recruit that we can't handle. They can overwhelm us with numbers, but there's nothing they can recruit that we can't handle. Because at least the thing is, the big difference between the Way Watchers and Sisters of Avalon is that Way Watchers do armor piercing with no magic damage, whereas the Sisters of Avalon, because they do fire and magic damage, their missiles aren't really that effective against dwarfs. They still are effective, just not as effective as Way Watchers ammo. And then the only thing you have to worry about is their shields. So yeah, they'll come down over here, whatever. It's no big deal.
The hunter.
Good, they just brought it up to tier 4, which means we'll get it at tier 3.
King in the woods. God King of the deep wood.
Easy, don't sack it, just occupy it. Okay, we finally got a settlement that we can recruit from. It's not gonna be tier 3, but that's okay. It consumes a fair bit of amber. Let's try and see if we can get another military allies from somewhere. So, Karak Zorn Nagarith is already an ally. Sudenberg likes us.
I am ready to parley.
But because we're at war with the dwarves, they won't do it. Same with them, because of the Bretonnians.
You called? Welcome to the halls of Athel, Loren. What do you want?
They actually make sense as an ally.
I concur.
It's only 1 amber, but that's okay. Exiles in the heck already allied. Tilia
You have a proposal?
can't ally with them.
Ulf ones
Lothern
defend. I will
could
weigh what
ally
you
with
have to
them,
say and the
but they
merit
just
of
won't do it.
I bid you welcome to the court of the Phoenix. Gladly.
Speak!
No, not them.
So,
Can't do
you
border
have a-
princes.
At your service. Behold the Phoenix Court in all it.
Alright. Well, 1 extra amber is great and all, but if we're going to capture all these settlements, it's going to be a heavy toll on our amber. Especially considering this is going to consume 5. Well, I suppose it already consumed it, didn't it? I don't know. Alright, what are we going to build here? Hang on. That might not be necessary. So, that's good for money. Definitely need cash. Public order can actually be very difficult to maintain in these settlements. So, upgrading that is important. Over here, getting campaign movement range is probably going to be pretty important. Because we've got a lot of enemies to fight, and we have to move around quite quickly. Then we're going to need defenses, and more defenses. Getting a branch wraith would actually be alright. Where do they come from? Over here. So I'm assuming he's never had this settlement before because there's no pent-up growth. So next turn can we get... Let me just see. Might be better to hit Waterfall Palace next turn if we can reach it, because there's no blockage there. I don't know. We'll just see if it's even possible for us to get it.
Orion!
Okay, he's maxed out his levels now. Moving on. So yeah, we need intel. I just need to know, when they're coming. Ideally, it would be good to get those other 2 settlements and then peace out with the Bretonnians. Again, the problem is bloody amber. Like, even if both of those settlements were captured at tier 5, they would take 4 amber each. We've got 8 amber, so we should have enough to hold on to those settlements. It's a matter of not losing anything else, and hoping maybe that Nagarith manages to capture a settlement. But if they confederate into the High Elves, we're in big trouble there. Also, I don't know. I don't think that the amber usage has been deducted yet from the upgraded Oak of Ages. See, that is going to be very difficult for us to deal with. And another problem with dealing with Bretonnia is that all of their settlements are walled. And as I've said before, wood elves don't do well with walls. So yeah, no sign of the dwarfs. Looks like we can get to Waterfall Palace. Oh, that's right. They also give us... It gives us 2, but then... Hang on, let me just do this. So we get 2 for occupying this, and then consume... Yeah, I don't know how much it is exactly. Hang on, this one's consuming 2. So that means that's 1, that's none. So you gain 2, gain 1, gain none. Right.
Lord of the forest. The hunter.
I just need to know, can we reach there? Yeah, we can reach it.
I fear no one.
So this one here should be -1, right? If my calculator is correct, we should go down to 6.
To the hunt.
I was right. Okay. Cool. This being a tier 4 settlement. Alright, so what are we going to do? More campaign movement range or maybe some more replenishment? The replenishment rate's pretty good already. More Kronos. We're going to need to be on the hunt. We need to make sure we got defenses. And of course we need money. And that'll improve money. And... Wait. This one here improves money. Oh, tax rate's good. And we need to make sure that we can actually recruit Way Watchers. And... Let's get the thing for Spell Singers. Cool.
No way.
Okay, so this prick's coming. I'm thinking about maybe cancelling this because...
Nope.
That's not going to be difficult for us to deal with, but they're probably going to capture this and it's just going to cost us money. I don't know. I'll leave it for now, we'll see. Have a look. God, it consumes so much amber. So taking this one here shouldn't cost us any amber because it'll just go down to tier 3. They're not going to be able to reach it next... Actually, they probably could reach it next turn. Alright, just cancel that. That's fine. Oh, okay, so it did actually take the deficit. Okay, that's fine. How much did that cost us? 900. Okay, so it's not a big deal in terms of cost. But it's only a tier 1, so them taking it, is just, it just doesn't matter. This is providing us with... It's nothing at this point. This is the big problem with them. We just can't really defend Athel Loren. Not with one army. We need another one, which is going to be expensive.
The forest is whispering.
Oh god, Grail Knights. Gotta love it how tier 3 Lord, he probably doesn't have the Grail Vow. It's bloody getting them. Fucking AI cheats. Ah, mechanics too difficult for the AI, just don't let them have to do it. Alright, just want intel in the area. I really, really want a peace treaty with the dwarves. There's no reason for us to fight them.
Onward! Talk then, but I make no oath for the surety of your life.
It's just not possible. So I'd say, turn after that we go to Crag Halls of Findle, not to Vol's Anvil, because we don't want them damaging the settlement. And we'll see. Hopefully he doesn't make it to the Oak of Ages, but there's nothing I can really do to slow him down. And we'll need to defeat his army quickly because they're probably going to be sending a lot of armies over here, but they're going to be staggering in like one at a time. So let's just say one army is going to come in every 2 turns. Well, if you don't destroy it within 2 turns, then you got 2 armies to deal with. If you don't destroy them, then you got 3 armies to deal with, and we don't have Lightning Strike. And whilst our units can handle any dwarven units, they can't necessarily handle overwhelming force. So I think they're going to take the Oak of Ages now. Let's see. Yeah. Okay, that's fine. So we get back to Craghalls of Findle, so they don't take it. And we'll try to catch that army out in the field. He's taking attrition, which is good. This is the big problem now. We're going to get sandwiched between Bretonnian and dwarf armies without walls, and we haven't yet built the defenses up. And even once the defenses have been built, it's still quite difficult to defend these settlements.
Undead cretin, your witch.
Yeah, I don't want to. Well, you're allied to my enemies, so sorry, other way around. You're enemies to my ally, so no non-aggression pact. I don't intend to go to war with them, nor do I want to show bad favor to my ally.
Master of the wild hunt.
So he's going to be pretty easy to beat, as long as we deal with him soon. Now, we've also got Kazrak coming in here. How long until this is built? Okay, 1 turn. It should be able to handle that, because this is garbage out here. Where's Morgur's army? Anyway, like I said, we come down over here.
The hunt calls, ready to serve.
Because that'll provide loads of public order as well. Alright, I'm going to recruit a new lord. Let's have a look. Is there anyone here with the Talons of Kurnos?
Glade Lord.
For the time being, we're just going to get Glade Gut. Should we get these ones? Magic damage isn't going to help us against dwarfs. And yeah, just grab a couple of them. Don't use global recruitment. Of course, we want to get Way Watchers, but this will just do for the time being. Alright, good. We've started our defenses here. Upgrading this will provide with extra reload time reduction and a lot of extra melee defense. But doesn't actually provide walls to settlement. And this here will provide us with, you know, a few extra garbage units to defend. 16 in there at the moment. Upgrading this. Cool. Extra income. Cool, cool. Our finances aren't too bad.
Protector of the oak.
This is why we need a branch wraith, so that we can... I think they can block armies. Just depends on where he's wanting to go now. Hopefully he actually goes to Vol's Anvil, right, and we can fight him there. So the Oak of Ages is damaged. Repairing that costs bloody nothing, so that's fine. If they want to sack it again, that's their business, but he's probably just going to bugger off.
Don't think so.
I don't know.
My power.
Got this fuckhole coming in here as well. Much more concerned about Bretonnia than I am against dwarfs. Out in the field, that is. In a siege situation, Bretonnia is not that difficult to deal with, but again, the problem is that Wood Elves are not good at sieges. Especially not our army. You know, you can't cause it to revolt. Just stay right there. Don't bugger off, you stupid fuck. Where the hell did he go? He was on force march and he just zipped the fuck out. So it looks like they might be trying to get to Vol's Anvil to try to protect it. It's definitely good that they're taking attrition. Without the Oak of Ages, they'll take attrition. Pretty significant attrition too. Money's alright, considering we've got 2 armies.
FUS speaks to me.
So, considering I can't see him here, he must have gone out that way. I could send him out to go and check, but there's nowhere else he could have gone. He went into force march.
You have orders?
Alright, we should try to get over here. Alright, we can catch him. Okay, it's actually not that much attrition. Oh, because he's on force march. But, like I said, the problem here is that that's a lot of cavalry. It's going to be difficult to deal with. Not impossible, but I'm no Wood Elf expert. At least he is on force march, so I guess let's see how we go. Or we could just not fight him at all. Just don't worry about it. I thought I was going to have to fight that manually. Why risk your army when it's just like, hey, do you want a free win? Yeah, I'll take a free win.
Onward!
Oh, look at this. So do we need the Horn of the... Hang on. Oh, okay, that could be useful. Do we need this? It's pretty shit. It's pretty shit.
Lord of the
Okay, I can force march back to here. Yeah, it's pretty shit, but we'll get some amber, so... Alright, I'll just do it.
These beasts call themselves hunters. Ha! Do they not know they face Orion, master of the wild hunt? Their auras cannot protect them now, for I am charged with the spirit of Kurnos. Rage and destruction flow through me. Fall upon them as the howling winds fall upon the winter leaves. Show them that nothing can stand before the fury of the storm!
I've always thought that Orion was one of the biggest dickheads. Just not a particularly impressive lord. Anyway.
Hunter, awaiting orders. Our bows are
I'm gonna try using control groups. Orion, yeah, you can. No, you can't. That's fine. Stay there.
Silent sentinel, I will. Your orders.
You brought a Cygor to the battle? Where?
Forest Stalker.
Don't like dealing with Cygors. Probably the best beastman unit.
With haste. I hear you.
It's within range. Gotta try and get outside of this range bar here. No, that one there. At least until we deal with this. What's the touch? We're twisted evil essence. The Brave Shaman is damaging your troops. Wait, which one's the Brave Shaman? Fuck, alright. I don't think it's this one here, is it? Oh, it is. Okay. That was just totally like a bitch. All right, that's all gone. Let's go deal with this this Cygor. All right, well, cool. That was easy. Why do we even bother having Glade Guard? Well, we can't actually recruit any more Way Watchers. Not yet, anyway. It's going to be a few turns before we can recruit more. Or at least that's out of the way. And getting some extra amber from this, that's really all I wanted. I don't care about that item. It's shit. Like, charge bonus. Yeah, we don't have anyone that's got a particular charging effect anyway. Yeah, charge bonus for archers. Great. Really useful.
Setting forth.
But yeah, the amber, on the other hand, definitely want that.
I thirst for the hunt.
Alright, so they've got some more armies coming in. But if we can beat them like in auto resolve that easily, yeah, it's going to be difficult to get a peace treaty with them now.
God King of the Deepwood. I go.
Stand there. So looking at the Oak of Ages, it never has public order problems, so we don't have to worry about that.
The forest is whispering.
Alright. I didn't want to spend 2 hours on this, but things are not particularly stable just yet. I just want to see if I can stabilize things a little bit more.
Can I offer assistance?
That's all we've got. That's all we've got. Just get some more Glade Guard. Wait, what did I say? Create storage space. Your computer's running slow on storage. Oh, shit. Okay, just hold on one sec, guys. I just gotta just very, very quickly create some storage space. God damn it. Okay, where is it? That one there. That's I can get rid of that file. Okay, cool. I should have just bought myself about 20 minutes worth of what happened there? 20 minutes worth of recording. It's good that it warns me. Okay, what are we doing now? That's all. Moving on. So Vol's Anvil, there should be nothing that they can do to stop us from taking that. And that's not going to affect our amber at all. I, of course, do want to upgrade the Oak of Ages. Yeah, we just need to be careful that the dwarves aren't going to smash us. And that we don't overspend our amber. Hopefully the territories that we've gained out here will maintain for a while. You know, if we really need to, we can recruit a new army here using global recruitment and maybe gain some settlements. I don't know. It's a waste of time. I mean, I really only want to spend another 10 minutes on this. Okay, you can see another army is on its way. So this guy here, alright, that's fine. That's fine, it's in force march. I'm not sure if that's a good idea to fight that. Another thing with Bretonnia is that, and I've experienced this firsthand, they can recruit rapidly fast because of their global recruitment capacity. But their knights do take a long time to recruit. Peasants, on the other hand, can be replaced immediately. Peasants actually could be a problem just because of waste of ammo. So that's Ungrim. Okay, so he force marched over here, then he teleported over there, and now he's looking to maybe hit Crag Halls or Findle. Now, could the Crag Halls deal with him? At the moment, there's 16 units. I think it'll go up to 17, but we'll have extra 10 melee defense here. So let me just check this. So, looking at this at the moment, it's not amazing. It's alright. Upgrading the settlement to tier 4 provides us with... Yeah, they get better. Okay, now we just have to decide whether or not we want to attack this. He's on force march, but he does have artillery. We could probably snipe off the artillery right away, but the Grail Guardians are going to be a problem. Their speed is the big problem there. Speed of 90. Could bring this guy in as reinforcements. He'd have to force march though.
Master of the Wild Hunt.
Might be able to auto-resolve it. How are we going with this? 4 more turns and then we can get those units. He should be at full strength now. Oh, I should have given him some equipment. Doesn't matter.
I live to serve Ariel. To arms.
Oh yeah. Why fight them manually? I can't believe how powerful we are in auto-resolve. Fine by me.
I thirst for the hunt.
They must have just gotten it to tier 5, because I thought, hey, weren't we at 14? But it's all good. Cool. And we can grab money and public order and money and defenses. That provides defenses as well. I don't know. Then it would be good to get more of these Waste Walkers, so you got to increase your capacity for them, so more of that. What's this one? Wait, what wasn't one of these council positions needed for trading with other factions? Let me just check. Probably don't really need that right now, because the only one we could trade with is the Border Princes. And the only thing I want to trade them with is trade blows. Sort of. Not yet. Not until we've dealt with Bretonnia. This guy hasn't been leveled up very good. It's alright. Okay, so Fool's Anvil, and over here, probably want some more Kurnos. Let me just see. Yeah, like I said, being able to move around the campaign map faster is absolutely crucial. Probably want some more Spell Singers. Personally, if I could have, I would have disbanded this one here. But since it's immortal, you can't actually get rid of it. There's nothing you can do about it. You're stuck with her. Because the ones of life are way more useful. Okay.
Glade Lord. Azray.
Deepwood Scouts or Glade Guard? Probably go with Glade Guard, just because cheap. That's basically it.
Are acceptable.
So they might teleport over here. They might not. I guess we'll find out. Yeah, we should try to deal with Bretonia first, because at least we know we can negotiate with them.
This is Bretonia.
If I paid them an
king.
ass load of cash...
For the lady's sake, state your demand, so I can reject them.
No. Anyway, we definitely want to get some of these other settlements first, before we peaced out with them, because of the amber. It's going to be expensive to upgrade the Oak of Ages, and we absolutely need to. Getting it up to here, getting public order +5 faction-wide, that's really helpful, especially with the reduced upkeep cost as well. So yeah. Okay, let's move on. Gotta help negate those legendary difficulty penalties, which are a pain in the ass. Especially for the Wood Elves. It's one of the things that makes them so difficult. They don't have a whole lot they can do to maintain public order in their actual home territories. In their outposts, it's actually not that big of a deal. And so we haven't had any public order issues out here. But an alliance with the High Elves, man, that'd sort out just about all of our amber needs. It said they had like 34 regions. But to think that the dwarfs have 70 regions, I've never seen them have that much. It's both a big strength and a weakness for them, though, because a lot of their settlements won't be well defended, but at the same time, because of their runesmith building, they can recruit like 2 armies every single turn. Very hard to get rid of them once they get to this point. Because they're just recruiting iron breakers like crazy. Like I said, the armies are coming. From fucking all angles too.
I will not.
Alright, luckily we can catch him.
Preposterous.
You can't get us this turn. We've got defenses here. They won't coordinate their attacks.
You are a guest in my realm.
It would be good. Now that we got all of the Athel Loren territories away from them, it would be good if we could get peace out of them. But they're unfriendly.
The forest calls.
How can I assist you?
So at Waterfall Palace. Alright, they can't get there this turn. The defenses will hold. We could...
Lord of the Glade.
Yeah, you can't risk doing that. You'll get killed.
Master of the
Vol's Anvil's not ready yet.
You have orders?
And they got this prick coming in.
Protector of
See, we're on a massive defense now against a bloody swarm of dwarfs.
I bring pain.
Okay, here's both a good and bad thing about the dwarves. The dwarves are really strong in auto resolve, but that also means that they usually don't chicken out when you come at them. But we should be fine here. Oh, it depends actually. Let me just see. How much can we... If we could put our forces right up in their face right away, which we should be able to, we need to get rid of those organ guns. But thanks to the big dip in the territory, in the terrain there, the organ guns shouldn't actually be able to shoot at us. And since we can arc our shots, I think we've got an advantage here. And then, of course, once their organ guns are gone, they can't catch us.
Bowman ready.
So we'll have to move up a bit further, but that's okay, because the organ guns just can't hit us. And for one thing, they can't see us either. I'm not going to bring in the... Actually, you know, I will bring in the Waste Walkers.
Awaiting orders.
As you say. Forward. Way Watchers. Immediately.
So yeah, take out the organ guns, and then after that, it just doesn't matter. There's nothing they can do. The only thing they could do is if we run out of ammo. Oh god, I hate organ guns. I mean, I like it when I've got them. I don't like it when they've got them.
Ready for battle. End them.
Alright, with all of their organ guns gone, that is basically a win for us.
Way Watchers.
Yeah, you gotta make sure you finish them off, because otherwise we have to fight them again later.
Straight away.
I wonder, would this be effective against Ungrim? Let's find out. Not really. Might have been because of the angle though.
At once. Waystalker ready.
Okay, so now the problem is ammunition. So let's not firing up the hill, let's instead fire down a hill. So just get over to there. They'll come at us, we want to shoot down at them. Every shot counts. They can't catch us. Just need to make sure that we've actually got enough ammo to kill them.
I will.
Fucking hell. They don't aim at elevations very well.
Swiftly. Isa.
Sometimes the over accuracy of these units actually works against your favor. I hope these guys aren't all immortal. I mean, I know that Ungrim's obviously immortal. Oh, good. He goes down really fast. What's his missile resistance? Good.
Silent Sentinel. With speed. Right away.
Get back here. Right. Probably would be a good idea if we slowed some of these guys down a bit.
Battle ready. At once. With haste.
I think it works a bit better when I just specifically target fire rather than just having them fire at will.
Moving fast. Quickly. Forest Stalker. Children of Athel.
Watch out for the Iron Breakers, we don't want them using their powder kegs.
Fire when ready.
There we go, good stuff.
Following orders.
And then just finish them off as best as we can. Still need to fight them again to finish them off. They're not doing a very good job of this. But it's okay. Didn't take much damage. It was all just the organ guns. Should be able to auto-resolve the next fight. Pretty funny if it said, oh, it's evenly matched. Alright, that'll do. And that'll also give Orion a nice trait from defeating Ingram Iron Fist. Now, I want to know if those two runesmiths there are immortal, because if they're like level 19, that is the most glorious time to kill them, because it's like one level away from immortality. Nah, start again. So yeah, like I said, the dwarves out in the field, as long as you're not obstructed by too many trees, it's easy. Very easy to fight them. And you just, when it comes to their organ guns, get right up in their face right at the start, get rid of their artillery, and then you're good. Because they can't catch you. Good, we can still catch them. Good, you know, it helps. Oh, a lot of enemies out here.
Lord of the Forest. Rage of Kurnos.
Oh, I didn't check to see what level they were. Let's see if it says if they're killed or wounded. They must have just been wounded, otherwise it would have said we had killed them.
Master of the Wild Hunt.
Not likely.
Thing is, this guy here might think in auto-resolve, oh yeah, we've got him, we can easily win. But he won't. But the problem is if they come in from here and from here, I can't be in both places at once. So
How can I assist you?
let's see. He can get to here.
You called?
So Waterfall Palace got 16 units.
You dishonor me.
I can't be in two places at once.
I live to serve Arian.
We're almost at 2 hours, so I think we'll just wrap this up here. Alright guys, so we'll end the episode here, and let me know if you want to continue this in the live stream. I might continue it tonight, so we'll see how we go. But that's the end of this one, so like and subscribe, and we'll see you next time, fuckers.